Before we get started, make sure that your battery is full, you've got plenty of space on your device's drive, and your lens is clean. Okay, let's do it. Here are some quick tips for filming with your smartphone. The most important element of any video recording is, ironically enough, the audio.
And that was a lot for that day.
If we can hear what's being said clearly, our eyes will forgive all kinds of idiosyncratic visual elements. Things like imperfect lighting, a slightly jittery frame, even footage that is slightly out of focus can still work so long as there's good audio.
Maybe 400 sometimes, and then...
So how do we accomplish this? Smartphones know that you're not going to be filming in ideal conditions, and so you get a lot of help from the software. It will keep an eye out for good input levels, and will even take out some background noise. That said, there's a few basic things that we can do to help out the sound. The videographer's nemesis is the fan. Fans from refrigerators and computers and electric heaters and air conditioners are the main culprits. Those are the sorts of things that our mind will tune out just in a room, but on a video stick out like a sore thumb. So we want to reduce those as much as possible. Maybe even resorting to unplugging a refrigerator or a particularly noisy appliance. The second thing we want to be thinking about is light. We want as much direct light as we can get onto our subject. At home, we don't often have the option to position lights to perfectly illuminate our subject. That's okay. Just do your best, turn on all the lights in the room, wherever you're shooting. Smartphones have really smart cameras that will do a decent job of adjusting to lighting conditions, but we want to help it out as much as we can, so turn on those lights. We also want to avoid backlighting the subject. That's when the main light source is behind the subject you're filming. The most common example of backlighting is when filming a person in front of a window. So in the video you'll see the outside just fine, but the person you're actually filming is in silhouette, and that's not going to work. Our final tip of the day focuses on framing your shot, and we start by orienting your camera. We always want to shoot in horizontal or landscape mode. Vertical shots are fine for video chatting, but that's really where the utility ends. Our eyes are on a horizontal plane. Screens have been oriented horizontally since the invention of film, and it's much easier to frame objects horizontally. Okay, so we have our camera oriented. Now what? There's a helpful visual idea called the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is really a rule of thumb that visual artists use to compose an image. In other words, it helps us to decide where stuff should live on the screen. The rule of thirds tells us to imagine our screen divided into 9 equal parts, just like a rectangular tic-tac-toe board. We then align objects on the screen along the borders of those boxes. So why do we do this? Why does this work? It's an idea that's really rooted in the human psyche. The condensed answer focuses on tension and energy. An object in the middle of the frame is seen as static. It's at rest. It's not doing anything, it's just there. An object placed along the outer third of an image suddenly has somewhere to move, or there's now space for something off frame to enter the frame. Our mind will engage with the image and try to imagine what it would be like for the subject to move into that empty space, or for something outside the frame to come in and fill that space. Even if these ideas are not at the front of our mind, the sub-processes within our brain are doing those little calculations, keeping our intellect buzzing a little, even if we're not fully aware of it. By using these 3 tips, you'll turn your smartphone into a tool for creating really nice, watchable, professional-looking videos for you and all your friends and family to see. Good luck and happy filming!